now on this Tuesday in Holy Week, we turn to John and we move forward into chapter 13, which comes back to us, of course, on the Thursday evening. But breaking into the events and remembering that John has this great desire that we will not only have faith in Christ for a moment, but that we will live faithful lives. In the meal and the foot washing that we might have read before this, in verse 21, where we pick up the story, Jesus is not playing games, he is troubled in spirit. And in Holy Week in particular, there is an absolute swirl of emotion and many, many events, all seemingly going off at once. Never at random, always used providentially by God to bring about his great purpose, which here is that when Jesus, the only Son of God, goes to crucifixion, he will bear the weight of sin. He will destroy the work of the evil one. And he will demonstrate completely the full extent of God the Father's love for us. But the swirl today is that now we are set in the midst of great betrayal. Now, betrayal can only hurt when it happens to us through one who we thought loved us, one who we thought cared. But when push came to shove, it was easier to take the coward's way out. Now, I'm not accusing the Iscariot of being a coward. He had a particular role. Actually, even there, we might say, in salvation history. Because God will use this. And notice how the other apostles, Judas somewhere in this knew, but Jesus covers even this sin. The other apostles haven't got a clue who it is. Right up to the end, the betrayer is met with faithfulness and love. Right up until the end. And this dipping of bread, wow. The last act, Jesus dips the bread and he gives it to Judas. They had shared many meals together, but never one like this. To the end, the horror of what Jesus will experience through this betrayer becomes clear against the background of the faithful love of God. And Jesus says, what you're going to do quickly. And so off he goes, and we know how the other apostles interpret that. Oh, well, he's gone to get some more food. Interesting that that was entirely wrong. Then Jesus says, okay, against that background of Judas Iscariot gone, now is the Son of Man glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God is glorified in him, God will glorify the Son in himself and will glorify him at once. There is a sense of acceleration of time into the time that is coming on the Good Friday. And Jesus says, I won't be with you much longer. Not in this incarnate form, for he will be with them again, but in the new body. And then, of course, he won't be with them again because he will be ascended. And he speaks a new commandment, which again is picked up on the Thursday night. And Peter asks, Lord, where are you going? And Jesus replied, where I am going, you cannot follow now, but you will follow later. Jesus received this. Peter asked, Lord, why can't I follow you now? I'll lay down my life for you. Then Jesus answered, will you really lay down your life for me? And the answer ultimately will be yes, he will. Peter will. But not on that night of betrayal. Peter will enter into denial. What a swirl as we walk through this Holy Week.